Do you think it's normal to spend over $50,000 on a family car in the US? You heard right. According to the latest data, the average selling price of a new car in the US has once exceeded $51,900. But what if I told you that the same amount of money could almost buy a fleet of 5 brand new electric cars in China? This isn't just idle talk, it's a reality that's happening right now. On one hand, the penetration rate of new energy vehicles in the Chinese market has historically exceeded 62%, with pure electric and hybrid models becoming the absolute mainstream. On the other hand, consumers in Europe and America are struggling between expensive gasoline cars and even more expensive electric cars. Behind this lies not only your car purchase bill, but also a dramatic shift in the global automotive industry landscape. Today, we'll delve into this epic battle of car buying costs between China and the US, and how it will impact each and every one of us. Section 1. Problem presentation. The pain points of car buying for American consumers. Let's turn our attention to the US market first. If you want to buy a new car now, the pressure is immense. The era when you could get a new car for under $20,000 is basically over. Today, the average selling price of a new car has soared to nearly $52,000, a significant portion of many families' annual income. Why is this? A major reason is that American automakers have been largely withdrawing from the affordable car market in recent years. They discovered that manufacturing and selling large SUVs and pickup trucks was far more profitable. As a result, those once affordable entry-level models are quietly disappearing from dealer showrooms. Consumers have fewer choices and their wallets are getting thinner. Despite rising gas prices, American consumers seem to still prefer larger vehicles. Even Ford CEO Jim Farley admitted that American consumers actually want affordable electric cars, not those high-end models that cost $70,000 or $80. The problem is, there simply aren't that many affordable options on the market. This frustration of wanting a cheap car but not being able to buy one is becoming a common dilemma for a growing number of American consumers. Section 2. Phenomenon comparison. A tale of two extremes across the Pacific. So, what is the situation like in the Chinese market across the ocean? It's a stark contrast. If the themes of the US auto market are expensive and no choice, then the keywords for the Chinese auto market are involution and extreme cost effectiveness. Let's look at a direct comparison. Media reports indicate that the average price of a new car in the US is roughly equivalent to the total price of 5 of China's best-selling electric vehicles. Consider this. Models like the BYD Seagull and Wuling Hongguang Mini EV, which are wildly popular in the Chinese market, often have starting prices below $12. The more crucial turning point is that in many niche markets in China, the price of an electric vehicle has begun to fall below that of a comparable gasoline-powered car. In the United States, while the price of electric vehicles is also decreasing, on average, buying an electric vehicle still costs several $1,000s more than a gasoline-powered car. This price advantage even surprised Ford CEO Jim Farley. In several interviews, he admitted that Ford had shipped Chinese electric vehicles back to the United States for disassembly and research, and found that Chinese automakers were far ahead in cost control, technology application, and supply chain management. Some analysts pointed out that BYD's self-produced batteries cost significantly less than those Ford sourced externally, putting Ford at a natural disadvantage in pricing. He even bluntly stated that in the electric vehicle sector, neither Tesla, GM, nor Ford can truly compete with Chinese automakers. In China, hundreds of car brands are fiercely competing, with new models boasting higher specifications and lower prices, launching almost every month. In May 2026, the retail penetration rate of new energy vehicles in China reached a record 62.9%. Features like intelligent cockpits and advanced driver assistance systems, once exclusive to luxury cars, costing hundreds of thousands of yuan, are now standard on vehicles costing just over 10,000 yuan. This prosperity stands in stark contrast to the plight of the American market. Section 3. In-depth analysis. What really happened behind the scenes? So we've seen a huge price difference, but it's not just a price issue. What is really going on behind the scenes? Why are the Chinese and American markets heading in completely different directions? First, let's see how China did it. First, there is the unwavering national strategy. Starting over a decade ago, China has invested heavily in supporting its domestic electric vehicle industry through subsidies and tax breaks. This long-term sustained investment has laid a solid foundation for the industry's rise. Secondly, supply chain is the king. The bulk of the cost of an electric vehicle lies in the battery. China firmly controls the entire industrial chain, from battery raw materials to cells and then to battery packs. This gives Chinese automakers a significant advantage in battery costs. Third, there is a brutal yet highly efficient evolution. The extreme competition in the Chinese market forces all automakers to innovate relentlessly, optimize costs, and bring the latest technologies to market as quickly as possible. This fight for survival model ultimately benefits consumers. The focus of competition has also shifted from a simple price war to a comprehensive war of technology and value. Next, let's look at where the problems lie in the US and Western markets. First, there's the profit-first business model. As mentioned earlier, the big three American automakers, in pursuit of higher profit per vehicle, deliberately abandoned the affordable car market, directly leading to a lack of consumer choice. Their electric vehicle businesses are still losing money, and their transformation is slow. Secondly, there are the towering tariff barriers. To protect its domestic auto industry, the U.S. government imposes punitive tariffs of around 100% on electric vehicles from China. While this high wall has temporarily blocked highly competitive Chinese electric vehicles, it has also completely deprived American consumers of the opportunity to enjoy affordable, high-quality electric cars. One YouTube blogger lamented that his comment section was filled with complaints from American netizens. I can't believe the government won't allow these cars to be sold in my country. Third, there are the inconsistent policies. Compared with China's long-term stable industrial policies, some support policies in Europe and the United States appear fragmented and lack consistency, with some even canceling tax credits for electric vehicles. This undoubtedly brings uncertainty to the healthy development of the market. Section 4. How should consumers choose the truth about long-term costs? Okay, having discussed so many macro-level reasons, let's shift our focus back to the individual consumer. Faced with such significant differences, how should we choose? Especially in the European and American markets, many people hesitate when faced with the high initial prices of electric vehicles. However, when buying a car, we can't just look at the listed price. We need to calculate the total cost of ownership, TCO. Total cost of ownership, TCO, includes not only the money you pay when you buy the car, but also the fuel or electricity costs, maintenance, insurance, and depreciation over the next few years. In this respect, electric vehicles demonstrate a significant advantage. In China, some organizations have calculated that if an electric vehicle is driven 15,000 kilometers per year and is mainly charged at home, the total cost of an electric vehicle over several years can be tens of thousands of yuan, less than that of a gasoline vehicle of the same class, with energy costs being the biggest saving. The situation is similar in the United States. Although the initial purchase price is high, the total cost of ownership is likely to be lower in the long run because electricity is much cheaper than gasoline, and electric vehicles require almost no routine maintenance, such as oil changes. Studies have found that when fuel and maintenance costs are factored in, electric vehicles can save owners hundreds or even thousands of dollars annually. Therefore, for consumers in Europe and America, this has become a difficult trade-off. Do you choose to endure the short-term pain and invest in low-cost travel for the next 5 to 10 years? Or do you choose a relatively inexpensive gasoline car, but have to bear the possibility of continuously rising fuel prices and maintenance costs in the future? Having read this far, which option do you prefer? Do you think the high upfront cost is the biggest obstacle preventing you from buying an electric vehicle? Or which do you think is more important, the intelligent experience or the long-term cost? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. Let's discuss it together. So, let's go back to our original question. In the battle of car purchase costs between China and the US, who is the real winner? Currently, the answer seems obvious. Chinese consumers are undoubtedly the biggest beneficiaries of this price war. They can enjoy more technologically advanced and more diverse car products at lower prices. But behind this lies more than just a story about cheap cars. It could very well be a power shift in one of the world's most important industries over the past century. China's automotive industry is transforming from an imitator and follower into an innovator and leader. The shockwaves from this transformation have already made established European and American auto giants feel a sense of survival crisis. They have been forced to adjust their strategies and hope to use tariffs to slow down their competitors' advances. But everyone understands that trade barriers cannot stop the relentless march of technological progress and market forces. When this wave, spearheaded by China and centered on extreme cost effectiveness, truly sweeps across the globe, how long can high tariff barriers protect the European and American markets? Faced with the reshaping of the automotive industry, can traditional automakers successfully complete the arduous challenge of turning the elephant around? As consumers, every number on our bills, every struggle and choice we make when buying a car becomes a true testament to this massive industrial transformation. What will your next choice be?